What's up, good people? I'm your boy Bradford Lassiter, and this is the Lassiter Factor, and I brought in a returning guest and a new guest. Y'all remember David, the Pessimist Williams, and
Dave, this is what you give each other.
hey, he was a pessimist doing those first two videos he made. So,
God damn,
you didn't notice when I put his name in there?
I did, but I thought that was like a joke. I thought it was just like a joke. Damn.
You're still cool though. Anyways, I ain't figured out the name for you yet, but this is Orion Maddox, aka Big O, or what would you like to go by?
We just go by Big O.
Big O? Alright, Big O. So anyways, I brought two guests in. Now, for this video, I wanted to pretty much talk about video game movies because we all know the Uncharted movie that's getting ready to come out, hopefully around the time when this video is released. Now, for me personally, I did like playing video games back in the day, but at this point in my life, I'm more of a casual gamer, but I never played any of the Uncharted games, so I have no context going into that movie. But I'm ultimately not seeing that movie. I'm gonna wait till I can stream it or rent it or whatever, because I did see that because that trailer, that first trailer that came out for the Uncharted trailer, it came out and I was like, this looks pretty good, and then I watched Double Toasted review of the trailer. Excuse me. And so after that, they pretty much compared the trailer to the fan-made trailer that came out for it. And watching that, I was like, hold on, like, the fans, they practically handed it to you in your hands. Why didn't you just make this? And so that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, why does Tom Holland gotta be Nathan Drake? It should have been Mark Wahlberg and not Mark Wahlberg playing, what's the character? Scully. So I'm just confused. And they had a perfect actor to play Scully, So anyways, ultimately, I decided not to see that movie because it's like, this is just one of the things where I'm at with video game movies. It's like, I can't just keep playing this game that Hollywood is playing with us when it comes to video game movies. But David here, he's more of a hardcore video gamer than I am right now. And so I wanted to pretty much ask him, like, well, first off, what is your thoughts on the Uncharted movie?
Oh God, there's gonna be some serious trash. There's gonna be some serious trash. I can already see it. It's got the Hollywood checklist going all through down. It's got the Hollywood checklist going up and down that shit.
He said the Hollywood checklist.
Watch the fan-made trailer instead. And when you watch the fan-made trailer, then when you're finished with it, go and watch the cutscenes from the actual game. That itself is a movie. All honesty. And it's probably going to be a better movie than what Hollywood's going to push out. No offense, Hollywood. Actually, fuck you. Yeah, all offense.
Damn.
You need it. You need it.
He said all disrespect. I mean, personally, I played the game. I played Uncharted. I really enjoyed it. And just from the little bit of the trailer that I didn't get to see the fan version, I seen it pop up on YouTube.
Watch it.
I've seen the recommendations of it. Never got around to it. Now, when I see the Uncharted 4, when I played that game and they went through the cutscenes, you see little cutscenes and shit, I'll be like, yo, this shit look good. Like, yo. Then when I look at the movie, I was like, I see where you went with this, but you got it all wrong. Like,
right, like
I see you trying.
No,
I see.
I'm trying
to give them a little bit of something. Don't just fuck them over. I'm saying I'll give them a little bit of something, because originally, well, sometimes depending on your budget and depending on what you do, you can't really make something exactly like how you see it in the video game. Like, yeah, this video game got that. Then you got an actual movie, and sometimes you look at the video game, and then you look at the movie. You can see it yourself. Like, yo, this is not giving this, or this is not the same as this. You can see it, but I'ma say that, like, they're trying. They're a little bit. Now, from the cutscenes I've seen, from the Tom Holland jumping on the vase and doing flips over the table, that's some Uncharted stuff. Cause I remember playing the game and you did some shit like that. But for the movie, personally, I want to see it because I want to see how this really came out. I've already played the game like twice, beat it twice, and everything. So I kind of want to see how they did this. I'm like, I want to see how much detail did you take from this game, and how much detail did you put into the movie with it.
Do y'all think it's a little harder to adapt a video game than it is to adapt like a comic book or a book or something from the 80s, 90s or whatever? Like,
yes and no. Yes, because video games are interactive. You are the character itself. You're interacting with the video game, so
most definitely
that is going to be. You'll never get that. You'll never get that in a movie. But
now for a comic book, I can say for a comic book you can read it, but you can put your mind into like try to see what the character's seeing, but that's all you're gonna get. Versus a video game where you play Dark Knight or you play Batman Asylum and you read Asylum. When you're playing as like the character Batman, you feel it and you like okay, yeah, I'm doing this, that, and this. Now when you read it, it's like you going through his little biography. Like you just reading about it and you can personally see in your head what exactly he's going through.
What's the no part on you?
Well, I said
it's
interactive. Video games are interactive, so no, you can't copy that. But the story itself, you can do. It's just Hollywood refuses to do it. Like I said, the Hollywood checklist. Boom, 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 boom. Where video game studios don't have a checklist like that. They really don't.
I'll say it's not that Hollywood won't do it, it's just, I guess, if the light bulb just hasn't gone off in their head yet. They're like, oh, this is how we crack the code, so maybe that's what it is.
I honestly believe the first real good video game movie will be made by an actual video game studio.
I was about to say, you about to say some bullshit. I was about to say, don't you dare.
And plus, we'll get there in a bit, but go ahead.
If an actual video game studio does it, actually puts their time and effort to it and say, hey, let's just make a movie out of this, they'll probably do it. It'll be better than 1995 Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Which is still the highest rated video game movie out there.
So my next question is, because David kind of touched on this just a minute ago. So like right now I feel, obviously we all know video game movies have had a bad track record. But there is two different types of video game movies. There's ones that are actually based on a video game, and then there's the ones that has a video game plot. Now with the latter, those kind of movies, I think of Wreck-It Ralph, Free Guy, or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which in my opinion, Wreck-It Ralph is the best movie with the video game plot. And then I'll probably may say Free Guy comes a close second. I don't know, I gotta go back and see what movies have video game plots. But as far as best video game movie, a lot of people say by default it's that Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s, and I say no, because I remember I watched that last year up until the new Mortal Kombat movie, and I'm sorry, but that movie is just straight trash. I'm sorry.
I seen that movie too. I watched the whole thing, and I was like, yo, you must have been on the budget. Like when I saw this movie, I was like, in my head, I'm like, y'all must have been on a very strict budget.
You talking about the one from the 90s?
Yeah. Like y'all had, I mean, give it. It's the 90s, so sometimes you don't have a lot of what you got now. But but some of the things that I saw in there, I was like, yo,
like, that's the thing. Like even by 90s standards, this is terrible.
I was like, yo, this is. I understand. A part of me was like, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because I'm like, it's the 90s. 90s during that time, you didn't really have like what you got now. But even in that time, when I saw the reviews, I'm like, yo, y'all got these reviews are not good, and half these people that's giving the views look like they was, not saying old, but they look like they was born during the time when this movie was made.
And for me, I'll say the best movie based on a video game is not Mortal Kombat, but Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which have y'all seen that? And what do y'all think is the best video game movie and best movie with a video game plot?
I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
Movie with a video game plot, I believe Scott Pilgrim, because it paved the way, kind of, really, for a video game related plot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I had to think about like anything come before them. Like, yeah, I guess it will be Scott Pilgrim. So
honestly, I have two. I would say the James Bond. Actually, no, think about Act 3. No, listen. You look at me like you look at me like a dumbass.
I was about to say, let me pour this drink real fast. Hold on.
Listen. I have three. I have three. James Bond, Max Payne, and just for fun, I'm gonna say Transformers. Now,
please get to your point.
Point is, when you look at the Transformers, you look at the Transformers, and then when you play the game, it's almost like you're almost getting the same thing when you look at the movie. Almost the same. Sure, some of the scenes and missions that you do in Transformers are completely different than what the movie is showing you, but you still almost feel it. Example: when you play Max Payne, and you see his life as it goes down the drain, you play in the game. Then you actually look at the movie Max Payne, and you seen how his life started going down the drain because of that. It's like it's almost in the same exact thing. I mean, sure, you get this scene does this, but in the game it does this. It's different things, different scenes. But when you actually play the game, pay attention to the detail, you over here, you like, they really pay attention to the movie, and they really try to make this movie like the game. Like they said, like they over here in the game, Max Payne, where they had Mark Wahlberg in it, and he was over here trying to stop some demons, not demons, but some military medicine that made them feel like they was top in all game, but really was just messing with their heads. But then when you watch the movie, it's the exact same thing. A gang that was in the military, they were in the military. The military gave them drugs that made them like almost like superhumans, where they had like unbelievable strength and speed, and they was able to get the job done in less than 2 minutes and stuff like that. It's like they really paid attention to it and really tried to narrow it down to the tiniest detail. Sure, there was still some stuff missing, but you still can be like, I do remember, like you can say it's almost like when you play the game, you get half of the story. Then when you watch the movie, it's like, I do remember this. I remember I played the game like this. I mean, you didn't get the full scene, but you played the game and you seen a little bit of the cutscene. Now, if you watch the movie gonna show you everything that the game ain't gonna show you.
But you do know that Transformers and what was the other one you mentioned other than Max Payne? Oh, James Bond. You do know that those predate video games, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I do know that. It was just like, I just thought of their subject when you said basically some movies are almost like games. I was like, well, you have James Bond could have did better. A lot better. James Bond could have been a lot better because I played his games. James Bond could have been a lot better. The next, huh? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Go to I put a sour taste in my mouth.
What?
It did.
Oh, the movie or the game?
The game.
What?
Yes.
Well, I never played GoldenEye the game, so.
Because it was like, I'm like, yo, the mechanics. I'm like, yo, this is dumb.
I mean, the mechanics. Okay, fine.
I'm like, the mechanics. I'm like, yo, this is dumb. I was like, yo, I gotta really configure my whole controller for this.
So you say Max Payne is, in your opinion, the best video game movie. What would you say is the best movie with a video game plot?
You said best movie with like a video game plot?
Yeah, like Scott Pilgrim or Wreck-It Ralph or what was the other one I mentioned?
Detective Pikachu.
Well, that's actually based on a video game, so.
Not fair.
That is true. I give it to Wreck-It Ralph because I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that movie. I give it to Wreck-It Ralph.
What's a video game that you think? Well, there's a lot of video games that warrants itself for a movie, but what video game specifically do y'all think warrants itself for a movie? Like I'm saying, what video game do you look at that and then you picture them like that could be a legit ass movie?
A movie? Not too many, honestly.
I
would say if you gave me like a series, like a Netflix series, No Hold Bar, or an HBO series, I would say God of War, the new God of War.
Yeah. I actually do agree. I actually do agree with that. God of War would be like a good Netflix series.
Well, then that's also a good question. Do you think like video games would be better if they were a TV series than a movie?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think The Witcher has something to do with that? If you've seen it,
I've watched The Witcher. I'm a huge fan of The Witcher.
I have not seen it.
I'm a huge fan of The Witcher. I play Witcher 3. I play Witcher 3.
I can't really. I don't really know about The Witcher because The Witcher goes off the books, not the video game series.
Oh, okay. Oh, true.
Because it started right. It starts in the books. The video games are its own. They tie into the books, but they start like a little bit past it.
Like a video game will start like a whole chapter above what it's actually supposed to start at.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
The video games are an expansion of the books, in my opinion.
Like I said earlier, like there's a lot of video games that could have born itself for a movie. Assassin's Creed was one of those movies. I remember I saw the movie with that in the
Jesus
theater.
Christ.
And I remember I fell asleep on it, and I'm not mad at all that I fell asleep on the movie because I get mad in general when I fall asleep in the movie theater. So,
God, Assassin's Creed was
Assassin's Creed.
shit.
Which one? The movie or the game?
the movie.
No, yeah, movie. Oh, horrible. Movie
And
movie
What
horrible.
do y'all think is the worst video game?
Movie was horrible. The worst video game, like of all time, or just like in
The movie,
generation?
video game movie,
Oh.
game movie. Oh God,
Video game movie. That's
There's
the
a,
worst.
and there's a lot like the Super Mario Brothers movie.
that's just
Any of
that's so bad it's good. Type deal.
It's
the
so
Super
bad.
Mario movie.
That's so bad.
It's so bad it's good. Type movie.
Well, I've never seen it, so I can't really judge. But still, from what I've seen, it's just like, did someone take acid when they wrote this?
I think they did. Oh, honestly, you might want to look that up. I think they did.
I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, yo, what are you smoking? No, I had to ask, like, what you smoking?
What's your plug's name?
I was like,
Go get her.
what you smoking to make this? Like, y'all all must have hit something and walked in and said, I have an idea. Because that was like, wow, really?
Damn, bad video. I couldn't tell you because I make it a mission to stay away from video game movies, to be honest, because they have such a bad track record. They're gonna fail.
They put like a bad taste when about the movie, even if you never seen it. Like Uncharted, like if you watched, like you said you never played it, and now they make an Uncharted movie. That already done scared. Sorry if I mess it up. So that already done scared you to not even just stay away from it.
Recently, like a couple weeks ago, I watched the new Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil Raccoon City. Now, I didn't like the movie, but I didn't hate it because apparently, all of a sudden, like that kind of got me interested to go play the original video game, and I actually did, but not the version I wanted. I got the original Resident Evil for the PlayStation 1. And I didn't know that there was a remastered version for the PlayStation. But anyways,
You're gonna have to catch up. You're gonna have to catch up.
But anyways, like right now I'm currently playing Resident. Excuse me. Right now it got me to play Resident Evil, but I'm not too fond of the movie. And then even the ones with Alice in it. I like the first two, but everything else after that just ranged from mediocre to just. What the fuck am I doing here?
I enjoyed the first movie. I enjoyed the first movie, Resident Evil.
I didn't even look. Yeah, it's like Resident Evil, the video game. You're making that?
They made a bunch of remastered. They made a bunch of remastered ones because there are like a bunch of Resident Evil games out there now. 4
remasters, I think.
I think so. Now I am gonna say, because personally I didn't play it. I did not play Resident Evil. I was just going in. I was watching other people play it. Now the game does have it gives a scavenging / survival type of game, because you're going through like all throughout Raccoon City, up and under, like in the street level and underground, and you may have to sometimes you may have to double back, and sometimes I ain't gonna lie, sometimes that'd be the hardest thing. Like when you have to double back in a game and go through everything you went through just to get one thing. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be getting mad at that stuff because I'm not gonna lie to you. I be getting mad. I be getting mad at that shit. Like
I do be getting mad at video games. In fact, this is a good question that just popped in my head. Let me ask y'all this: have y'all ever thrown a controller? Because I'm the type of person that don't really gets mad at video games. But I remember I was playing the first Injustice on the Xbox 360. I was playing that Superman. I forgot who I was fighting, but I just kept getting my ass handed to me over and over again. And then I eventually threw the controller, and then I had to stop myself like, yo, why didn't I just throw a controller? Like, have y'all ever had that kind of moment?
Multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple times.
Yes. Fuck you, Yakuza.
Damn.
Fuck you.
Damn.
No, Yakuza 0 is it's not a sandbox. It's not a sandbox. It's like I don't even want to call it the Japanese GTA, to be honest. But it's the kind of game, I don't know how to describe it, but there's one part in the goddamn game. It's a gun rail type mission. And fuck that segment in that game. Because you have a little tiny pistol and you have to shoot down cars. Then all of a sudden this fucking helicopter comes out of nowhere. It's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Helicopter? I got a pistol with the helicopter? Fuck this game.
he said, yo, you like, yo, bro, you giving me this low class shit. They got armor. They got military shit. You actually take them down? Now personally, I've broken many controllers.
Oh, I haven't broken any of them, but damn it,
No.
I mean, I just said I threw it. I never said I broke it.
No. Honestly, I'm being honest with myself. I broke controllers because like how mad I would get. Because it's like I was what's that game? I was playing Team NT. I was playing
Teenage Mutant Ninja 3.
Yes,
oh.
I was playing that.
Cut.
Look, I was playing that game, and I was
what version he played. I could what was it, the NES version or the?
Where it was like the cartoon from the 2000s.
No, it wasn't the cartoon version. It wasn't the cartoon version. It was like it was like the first. It was not the first TMNT. It was like I'm trying to think of the movie. It was the actual movie TMNT.
Hold on, by movie, the puppet version or the CGI version?
I think it was the public version. I think. I'm not too sure.
Oh, Sega Genesis.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I was playing that game, and it got to a point where it was so long ago I played this game, but it got to a point where I was playing it on my PlayStation, and I was playing it, and I had to fight like so many guys. I first had to fight like your first little three that be standing there, no problem. Then the things kept going and going, kept overlapping me with enemies, and I was like, and it was like I had to beat this part because if I didn't beat this part, I would have to restart all the way back to like the last checkpoint that I had. So I'm over here playing it. I'm getting squandered. Like I'm getting my ass handed to me. I'm like, yo, I'm fighting off 8 people and I get that one. Then that one guy that gets that lucky attack, and he just hits me and knocks me down.
All right, I'm gonna ask y'all one last question and then we're gonna end this thing. So, in light of the new Halo trailer, well, I asked you about this a couple days ago. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I've seen it. Now, as someone who is a big fan of Halo, as you can see, from what I saw, well, for one, it's not live action. It looks like it's doing like motion capture or whatever because it got Bokeem Woodbine in it as his actual self. But from what I've seen, it actually looks pretty decent. And depending on what everybody's saying about it, whenever it comes out, I might actually pay for Paramount Plus. But what do y'all think about the Halo video game franchise? And have y'all seen the trailer? And if so, what do you think?
There's a reason why it's so damn good. I mean,
I'm a huge Halo fan. To the point it got to like I'm a huge Halo fan. I got the little Halo helmet Halo helmet case holder, where it's like it's a big old like helmet just like this, and it's like when you take the helmet off, it holds like Halo accessories, where it's like the book, the game, the map, stuff like that. I have that. I love Halo. I played it. I was playing it when it first. I actually got introduced to Halo by my dad, because I ain't gonna lie, watching him get his ass handed to him a bunch of times when he played multiplayer was funny as hell. But it was funny, and then he'd be raging like shit. It'd be funny. It was funny to watch. Then, as I really paid attention to it, I was like, maybe I want to try this. I played the campaign. Campaign was fun. Campaign sometimes was a little long, but campaign was fun. And stuff like that. But I really, really enjoyed it. And then when I found out they're making a movie about it, and I did see the trailer, I was like, oh, this may be something I do want to, go into movies and actually see.
And I'm the type of person who I'm like, see something for yourself to form your own opinion. But there's just some things where you just like, let me see what other people say about it first. It's like sometimes you don't want to be disappointed. Yeah. And some other people who may be bigger fans or actually sometimes kept up with the whatever series that may come out for this or for like a movie or a TV show. People who actually kept up with it, when you listen to them, and it's like they actually give actual evidence about like how a thing is. It's not you sometimes base your opinion. Sure, you still want to go in and base your own opinion, but sometimes it's automatically like give you a heads up of what to expect. Yeah. Any final thoughts about Halo, and did you watch the trailer?
I did not see the trailer, and I just don't play Xbox, so I know of Halo. I have that much respect for it. I know Halo. I've seen it, but I haven't played it.
This concludes this episode of Lassiter Factor. I want to thank my two guests again. Big O, thank you for all your input. Dave the Pessimist, thank you again.
Yeah, I know a different name for that shit. Man, you gotta come up.
Though I will say he was a lot more subdued in his pessimism than he was.
Subdued, damn. Okay.
You using that? Damn.
But again, thank y'all. So I want to say thank my two guests. I'm your host, Bradford Lassiter. Stay safe, wash your hands. Peace.